Hello, I'm Edward. Welcome to the fourth installment of Behind the Crimes, Bonnie and Clyde's Hidden Secrets Revealed. After exploring the earlier years of this notorious couple, we're diving deeper into their exploits, from debunking Bonnie's widely accepted image to revealing their unwavering acceptance of their grim fate. Join us as we strip away the myths and expose the reality behind the sensational headlines.
Welcome to our channel, Hushed Histories, revealing the secrets of bygone eras. Fact 1. Debunking the myth. Bonnie was not a cigar-smoking, gun-wielding murderer.
Bonnie Parker, one half of the notorious outlaw duo Bonnie and Clyde, has been often portrayed as a cigar-smoking, gun-toting femme fatale. However, these depictions are largely a product of sensationalized media accounts rather than historical accuracy. Bonnie, in fact, was not known to regularly smoke cigars, and the famous photo of her with a cigar and a gun was more a playful prank than a reflection of her true character. Moreover, despite the pair's violent reputation, there's no concrete evidence that Bonnie herself ever killed anyone. While she was an accomplice in Clyde Barrow's criminal activities, her role was often more of a supportive partner than an active participant in violence. This discrepancy between reality and popular imagery highlights the way sensational stories can distort the public's perception of historical figures.
Fact 2. The ethical outlaws. Bonnie and Clyde's gang only killed when cornered.
Despite their reputation as ruthless killers, Bonnie and Clyde and their gang adhered to a peculiar code of ethics. They only killed when cornered. This doesn't mean they weren't dangerous. Their willingness to use violence when threatened was well known among law enforcement and their criminal peers. However, they preferred to evade conflict whenever possible, using their charm and guile to avoid capture. While this doesn't absolve them of their crimes, it does paint a slightly different picture of the infamous duo, presenting them as strategic and survival-oriented, rather than indiscriminately violent. In fact, their run-ins with the law often ended with their escape, rather than a bloody showdown. This aspect of their legacy further complicates the romanticized image of Bonnie and Clyde as the quintessential outlaw couple.
Fact 3. Bonnie's physical struggles. Living with a limp after a car crash.
Despite the glamorous image often associated with Bonnie and Clyde, Bonnie lived with a significant physical hardship. In June 1933, the duo and their gang were speeding away from a potential crime scene when Clyde lost control of their car, and it crashed, flipping several times. Bonnie was in the car and suffered third-degree burns on her right leg, leaving her with a severe limp for the rest of her life. Unable to walk without assistance, she often relied on Clyde and other gang members to help her move. This injury also meant that the fast getaways that they were known for became increasingly difficult. Despite her physical struggles, Bonnie remained a dedicated member of the gang until her death.
Fact 4. Premonitions of their end. Bonnie and Clyde's acceptance of their fate.
In a chilling twist of fate, Bonnie and Clyde seemed to have a premonition of their impending doom. Bonnie even penned a poem titled The Story of Bonnie and Clyde, where she acknowledged the inevitability of their end. Someday they'll go down together and they'll bury them side by side. Clyde, too, expressed a fatalistic acceptance of their destiny, once telling his sister that he knew he'd die young and it wouldn't be by natural causes. This acceptance of their fate didn't deter them, but rather seemed to drive them further into their life of crime. Their brazen attitude towards death remains one of the most poignant aspects of their story.
Fact 5. Gruesome fascination. Morbid souvenir hunters at Bonnie and Clyde's death scene.
When Bonnie and Clyde met their violent end in a hail of bullets on May 23, 1934, the news spread like wildfire. The infamous duo was ambushed on a remote road in Louisiana, their stolen Ford riddled with over 130 bullets by law enforcement officers. But what followed was a morbid spectacle that captured the dark side of human curiosity. Crowds gathered at the death scene, some individuals even attempting to cut off pieces of the blood-soaked car and the bodies as grotesque souvenirs. Locks of Bonnie's hair and pieces of her dress were reportedly snatched, and someone tried to sever Clyde's ear. The gruesome fascination that surrounded their death remains a chilling testament to the public's infatuation with the notorious outlaws.
Fact 6. The Macabre exhibit. Bonnie and Clyde's bullet-riddled death car on display.
The dark fascination with Bonnie and Clyde didn't end with their demise. In the aftermath of their deaths, their bullet-riddled Ford V8, the very vehicle in which they had been ambushed, became a ghoulish spectacle. The car, containing the pair's personal belongings and over 100 bullet holes, was toured around the country as a macabre exhibit. Thousands flocked to see the notorious death car, revealing a deep-seated curiosity for the grisly relics of the infamous criminal duo. The vehicle is now permanently on display at the Prim Valley Resort and Casino in Nevada, continuing to draw a steady stream of curious onlookers. A grim relic of a bygone era, the death car serves as a tangible reminder of the violent end of Bonnie and Clyde's bloody crime spree. In this episode, we've explored the lesser-known aspects of Bonnie and Clyde's lives, from Bonnie's struggles with her physical condition to their gang's modus operandi. We also unraveled the moments leading to their inevitable end, revealing their acceptance of fate and the gruesome aftermath of their demise. Join us in the next episode as we continue to delve into the hidden secrets behind history's most infamous criminals.
We hope you've enjoyed the video and encourage you to share your thoughts, additional facts, or any fascinating stories about the topic in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this captivating voyage into the world of hushed histories.